Hello, you are very welcome to our MoveMed exercise series for people living with chronic conditions. These are multimodal exercise classes which are designed and delivered by clinical exercise physiologists Dr. Diane Cooper and Catherine Nichol, and we both specialise in practical application of exercise science. We have incorporated the multimodal exercise recommendations for people living with high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes into these classes, specifically to help you manage and improve these conditions, in addition to your general health, strength, and fitness. The MoveMed exercise videos are 35 minutes in duration, and of course, they start with a warm up. The clinical warm-up is 15 minutes in duration, and you have three options here. You can perform it sitting in a chair or standing, but with the support of a chair, if you need a little bit of extra help with balance, for example, or standing and unsupported. There is a slow and progressive increase in intensity, and this prepares your heart, your muscles, and your entire body slowly, steadily, and safely for exercise. It does include a cardiovascular workout, especially towards the end, and this is really, really important. It has many benefits. Specifically, it increases the strength and function of your heart, blood vessels, and cardiovascular system. It also helps you to lower high blood pressure for 24 hours after the exercise bout, but also permanently as your fitness increases over time. And it's also really good for helping you to reduce and control your blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity if you happen to have type 2 diabetes. After the warm up, you will be prompted to take a water break, so you can pause the video, take your break, and then come back. And of course, we encourage you to do this as needed throughout the video. The next section then is the strength section. And the purpose of this is to increase the size, strength, and function of your muscles, which tend to atrophy or waste away over time as a result of aging and chronic conditions. So these adaptations improve your balance, your bone mass, your functional strength, quality of life, your range of movement, and of course, they reduce things like frailty, aches and pains, and stiffness. And these adaptations are all really brilliant for people who have different types of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Particularly with type 2 diabetes, the muscles in the lower legs tend to atrophy over time. So strength training is really, really important so that you don't get the health complications of this. So for each strength exercise, you will be shown three different levels: level 1, 2, and 3, and these are for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So let me give you an example. If we take a random exercise, for example, the press up, and this is Catherine, these are snips taken exactly from one of the MoveMed videos. So level 1 could be a wall press up where you are standing quite close to the wall, which makes it easier. Level 2 is for intermediate levels. So you can see Catherine there, she has stepped further away from the wall, which makes it more difficult. And level 3 would use something like a chair. So you're lower to the ground. Now you'll see in this particular video that she recommends you put the chair close to the wall so it can't move. But these are three levels and you can choose where you're at. I would recommend that you start with level 1s if you're unsure and build up slowly over time. If we move on to something like a bicep curl, level 1 could be doing the bicep curl without weights. Level 2 could be doing it with something like two 500 ml bottles of water, for example. And level 3 could be to do it with whatever weight is suitable for you. That could be 1 kilo for some people, it could be up to 10 kilos for other people who are stronger. Okay, with the squat, for example, you could be squatting up and down from a chair, so we call that sit to stand. Or the level 2 could be doing the same thing without the chair. And of course, level 3 could be doing the same thing but actually holding weights as well. So there's plenty of options for you to choose easier or harder versions of the exercise, and you choose what suits you. Then finally, we move on to the balance section, which, as the name suggests, works on balance. And just to give you an example of the levels here, this is an exercise involving standing on one leg and lifting the knee out in front with the other leg. And your options might be with level 1, do it with support from a chair. Level 2, do it unsupported, so not using the chair. And level 3, we add in an extra challenge, which might be to move the arms dynamically, or it might be to turn the head position from side to side. And there's lots of wonderful progressions we can do with balance. So then we finish on a bit of stretching and mobility, which helps the body feel wonderful, and then breathing. And part of this cool down is to let your heart rate, your blood pressure, your breathing rate, all of these things return back to resting levels after exercise so that you feel relaxed and re-energized after your training. So how can you use MoveMed? Well, there are 12 35-minute videos in the on-demand library. One option could be to do 2 videos per week for 6 weeks, therefore you have a 6-week program, or so you could do 3 videos per week for 4 weeks. It depends on how much time you have, but the minimum recommendations are to train twice a week, ideally 3 times a week if you can. So that's where those options are coming from. If you can, we also have a live MoveMed class with Catherine on Wednesdays from 1 to 1:30. So it's the exact same as what the on-demand videos are doing, but obviously it's live, and we would encourage you to take part in those if you can. If you want to do the live ones and you want that variety, but you can't make the session time for some reason, they are recorded each week and they're available in your EduFIT at Home on-demand library under the heading Recorded Classes. And finally, so what's next after MoveMed? So you do MoveMed and you're just wondering, well, where do I go from here? You can repeat it as many times as you like until you push up through the harder levels of each exercise. So for example, if you were doing level 1s, you might say, right, I'll do it again doing the level 2s and 3s until you're able to do the harder versions. Definitely give the live classes a try. They might be a little quicker than the on-demand versions. There'll be a lot of different variety of exercises and so on. So definitely give them a try on Wednesdays at 1 if you can. And once you get past that, so once your fitness and your strength and your knowledge of the exercises, etc., improves, I would recommend that you consider doing the live Bodywell classes with Anne on Mondays at 7:45. The format is the same, it's a warm-up, and it also focuses on strength and balance. You will get the level 1s, 2s and 3s of all the exercises, but of course it's live, and of course the exercises will change every week, so that will give you a different and extra challenge. But if you wanted to revisit something on demand, if you prefer to do those playbacks instead of the lives, I would recommend Yvonne's Beginner Strength series in the EduFit at Home library, because it's a longer version, we'll say, of MoveMed, but it's the same system where you have a clinical warm-up followed by a number of exercises that give level 1, 2 and 3 options. And of course, at any point in time, you can contact me, Diane, and I can help prescribe within the on-demand library or the live classes as to what would be the next and best suited options for you based on your ability and your goals. So thank you very much for your attention and hope you enjoy.